Hello everyone. Today we are going to be doing another coding thing. And yeah, I don't know. But from where we left off, we finished doing the design tutorial. No, we just finished the design doc and did the game state manager tutorial. So hopefully everyone is up to date with that. If not, you can check out my other streams. They all, they're on my YouTube channel, and they're all kind of long, so it doesn't really matter. Just here to do some coding work. Anyway, so now what I've been doing right here is I've been messing around with something that I did in a previous project, and that is Gui Buttons. Now, and if I get rid of this, you'll see that raylib, so it's going to error out, but that's okay. Raylib has these things called Gui Buttons. And now what I want to do is I want to get Gui Buttons into my game states so I can have something like this. Now, the version of the Gui button here is workable, but we want to use the images that we just got. So that means that we need to find out if there are any versions of it, and that is where we get GUI image button or GUI image button EX right here. I'm not really entirely sure of the difference, but if we grab this and then we can take away the EX here, we'll just want to take a look at the overloads for now, or like what it does exactly. So we can see that GUI image button EX, we need to put in a rectangle, a texture 2D, and a rectangle texture source. Or we can just do rectangle bounds, const char text, and then texture 2D. So I think it thinks that what it wants us to do is I think it believes that we want to put text on our buttons, when in actuality we have made buttons that come with text on them. Obviously, something that would be very smart in the industry to do, especially if you can do all that kind of stuff without any special effects. I mean, without what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that with those GUI buttons that we made, it would have obviously been a lot easier to make a template button and then draw text on top of that button. But instead, we're going to have to make do with what we have, and that is just going to be not including any text in just the button itself. And maybe later we can add in those fonts, so then that way we don't have to have so many images stored in our asset file. And overall, trying to save on space is a very good idea. It's also, good to save on resources as well. But really good to minimize those two chunky portions. Well, at least in my opinion. Obviously, it's up to you and the balance of your game. Thank you. I try my best to think of good ideas. So this means that we want to use these functions in our game state manager game. So that means we're going to need to include a new set of systems. And I just realized that it's not going to be as simple, so I need to reopen that solution. Because I just realized that you need a special declaration with, I believe, with RayGUI. So yeah, you need this. It's not just a basic hash include. You need to do it this way. Now, yeah, so after raylib.h, then we do RayGUI implementation, RayGUI support icons, and then we can use our RayGUI stuff in here. And that's going to allow us, hello Nat, and what we are working on now is we're going to be working on our menu state from last stream. So we're going to be working on our menu state from last stream, and we're going to need Ray Gui here to help us through that process. So what we want here is in our Ray Gui, we can pull apart this box. We're going to just copy this box. Oh yeah. So we're going to copy this chunk of code, and we're going to implement it right here. This is going to be our draw function. Now, obviously, there's going to be stuff in here that we don't want, so we're going to get rid of that. We don't need that right now. But what we do need is none of this. We don't need any Ray Gui buttons. We need Ray Gui button image. So we need so we need a rectangle and its bounds. And then what's the rectangle bounds here? I'm not entirely sure what kind of box this is making. Well, whatever. We're just gonna have to get rid of the Ray Gui button anyway. So let's just do that. But it's good to know that Ray Gui button exists. So we need we need Gui image button. And then, so it needs a rectangle with a bounds. So then we create a rectangle. And what are the bounds of said rectangle? Well, we want it to be, what's the overloads for this? Okay, well, we're going to have to ask this thing. So we can take a look at the buttons in here, insert, remove, find. It seems like this seems to be its Y position because I didn't move any of the boxes on the X position. And then this seems to be, do you know what? I have no clue. We're gonna run this one. It's gonna error out, that's okay. Don't worry about the DLLs. See, because 160, 60? Then is it 125, 30? Yeah, and then that's, yeah, see? Okay. So this is the position of the top left-hand point, and then this is the extra position to the bottom right-hand point. Okay. Now with that information, we can then work out what we want with our array menu. So we have access to the application in our game state UE class, and we're going to get rid of that for now. So we have access to mapp, which is our application class, which is good because that means we can access. Hi, Malak. Is that Malak Malach? Malak Malach? Hello. I mean, so with our application class, yes, I feel like I accomplished something today. So in our application class, we can then pull out the window height and window width. And yes, a small question. So we want to get app window height. So we want to get mapp and then pull out the window height or not. This is menu state.h, right? mapp. Oh, there's no function. There's no function in our application.h class. That's the problem. We need a function in our application.h to return window width and window height. So then that way we can have more easily and even dynamically do menuing. Oh, what's the difference between C++ and C#? There's a lot of differences I found. when it comes to classes and such, I know that in C# you have to use classes are all in like one script, whereas in C++ you have header files and CPP files, and then you can use those header files as class files, but you don't necessarily, but it's like not a good practice to do so unless you're doing like template functions. I think overall, C# is going to be a lot more dangerous than C is a lot more dangerous than C#. So C# will be like, it's like a little bit more fiddly. Oh, thanks. But C# is a bit more fiddly, but it will handle everything for you, like no memory leaks, none of that other stuff. But C++, you have more control, and that can be a problem for coders if they're not paying attention to how they're managing memory. That's the big difference there, I think. But don't look at me. I'm literally going to a school to learn about coding, so I don't even know like any of the intricacies there. But yeah, also I hope you have a nice day. So now we need to create a function that will return our window width and window height. So what we can do is we create a new function here, and we're going to say probably int get window. Hold on, where's window width being set though? Yeah, so that's being set up here. Yeah, see, our main is running our application, so then yeah. Okay, so it is being set up here, so we can it will create a new function to return those functions, those integers. So int get window width, a very simple function. We're probably just going to include it in the H file since it is so simplistic that you can just go return m_window width, and then you just copy this code. I think, yeah, well, okay, put a semicolon. And then we go in here, get window height. So we change that to a capital H, and we turn window height. Awesome. So now with these functions in play, we can then create a rectangle that will be able to dynamically adapt to whatever screen size you choose it on. So let's see. I think I prefer C++ more. C++ is typically just easy to use. Unless I have no clue what I'm doing for some reason. Because mmap is a pointer, so why isn't it letting me... Oh, it pointed to incomplete type. I haven't actually put... haven't included application.h in here. There we go. So then we can do mmap and then access the so you want the get window width, and then we want to offset this with the box width. Which we will create later. Excuse me. Then we want okay, I think it's thinking we're somewhere else. And then we want oh wait, oh that's why, because I need to put the brackets there, and then we can put that more there. Then we want this to be get window height. Let's quickly change that. Int box m underscore box width int m underscore box height. So now what this is going to do is that this is going to allow us to properly display our boxes. So hopefully with this, why is it thinking I'm trying to convert this to a rectangle? No, the point is that I'm meant to put numbers in here. Oh, that's why. Why is that there? There we go. Well, that's because I put it there. Never mind. Because otherwise... Okay, I'm definitely getting really confused right now. Yeah, what is up with this rectangle class? Oh, okay, whoops. I just realized my mistake. Since it's a struct, don't we want... Oh my goodness. See, they do it with curly braces, not regular braces. What am I doing? Okay, so then we grab our curly braces. So we do that, and minus box width, then height, minus I'm casually just eating. Nice pie. Okay. Then we get our box width. Then we get our box height. Yeah, what can I say? This isn't a very efficient method so far. And now we need our text, which we don't actually want. And then we want our texture 2D. We can always pass in a space if things don't work. So then we want our texture 2D, and this is where we get interesting stuff. Oh wait, no, I think I want this all on 2. I don't know. We'll see where this takes us. So then we want to get our image. So this is where we want our image. Or like, no, we want our texture. We saw that it wants a texture object. So it wants our texture 2D. We're gonna call it for now we're gonna call it button 1. M button 1. And that is going to equal a good question. New texture 2D. Nope. I think we want a function. Is a function? Says get texture data. Oh wait, so that's I think that turns a texture into an image. Oh, load texture from image. Yeah, I don't think there's... I don't know if there's any way to actually like return a texture by just giving it a value. I think it actually wants us to have an image first. Whatever, we'll make this work. So then we go image image 1 is going to equal new image 0 constructor. Nope, we need a function. Get image, export image, no, get image data, nope, image text, be image, I don't know what to do. Get oh, I can just do GUI image. Oh, I know GUI image button is what we're using, eh? Yeah, that's what we're using. Requires a texture. A load image? Yes. This is what we needed. So then this is when we go our file path. So this is what we do. We need to get the file path. So we go and grab any random thing. I think, is this where we go? No, this is not the place we need to be. So we go to our, I know it was a quick access menu. Yep. So we go into here, and now we have access to all our sprites in here. Well, we want to pick one specifically, but we'll just grab this for now. And then we need to make a few changes to it when we bring it into Visual Studio, because it's not going to like these slashes here. So we need to change those backslashes to forward slashes. I think there's control find method for that. Just change backslash to forward slash. That's not it. I think you press enter. Awesome. So now it's going to find my specific file, and then I can choose what I want to do. And I think I've set it to, we want tiny. We'll go with the play button. So we'll go tiny play. We'll go for tiny play. And then we'll close that off. And just to check that that file exists, we can go into here and we can find, I think, tiny play should be, no, it's tiny play 1 we're looking for. Awesome. So then we can load texture from image, and then we go M. So maybe actually, and then I'm gonna do a quick question, and that is load text. Yeah, so there's a load texture given a file name. Okay, so yeah, so basically what we just did here was absolutely useless. Do not do what I just did. This was dumb. You just grab this, and then you put that there, and then you do the whole file path thing, except you just pop it in here. Do not do what I just did. I wasted time. Cool. So now we have our first image. Interestingly enough, I do not have access to m_button. For some unusual reason. Menu state.h m_. There's no button. Why is there no m_button? Is there anything I did differently? Everything's right in this folder. Not gonna lie, I'm very confused. Did somehow like the variable out of scope or something? Well, until I figure out what the hell that is, I'm going to slap that in there. And then we can just do that. Okay. So yeah, this is absolutely gross. This is looking absolutely gross, but I think we can, so you can definitely tell that as soon as I'm going off the tutorial, everything gets 10 times as bad. Because I do shonky spaghetti code fixes. Yeah, so as we can see here, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, just double checking that I did almost everything all right. And what is it complaining about? Saying I need a bracket somewhere. So this whole bit is my rectangle. Then this is my const char. And then this is my texture 2D with the thing. Oh, that's the Gui button. Okay, so it actually does need one more there. Okay, awesome. Now that that's fixed, I do want to try how come I can access those things but not the other thing? Is it like, is the class just like, I don't get it. I'm honestly stunned. Like, what is the problem? It clearly exists. Anyway, so we've got this button, right? Now, what we want to hope to see is that we'll have our splash state, and then it'll draw a button. It probably will draw it at the bottom left, bottom right hand corner. Okay, tell me what the problems are. Tell me all 17 bajillion problems. Get rid of the warnings. What are the problems? Converting into float requires type conversion. Yes. Okay, so you cannot implicitly convert float to int. So what I probably should be doing is so we'll go into our application.h here, and we can change these returns to a float. We'll just change them manually ourselves. And then we'll go into our menu state, and then we can get our float here, and then get our float here. Okay, so that should have fixed the type conversions from there. Okay, so this is going to be a different issue. Unknown override specifier. Huh. I think there's something I don't understand about texture 2D. Oh boy. This is where the fun stuff just isn't at. Well, for now, I'm not entirely sure how to fix this, but I certainly do not want to have those everywhere. I mean, have these everywhere. In fact, I pretty much want to get rid of this. If I can create a function that might automatically generate these rectangles, or some kind of function that will allow me to do specific alignments vertically and horizontally, that would be great. But for now, I just want to get something on this thing. Okay, still warnings. Holy crap. What? Color, struct color. What color? What the heck is going on? What? Something waylive.h, Gui. color struct is already defined in main object. Somehow there are conflicting references, I think. The only thing I can maybe think of is that application.h file has similar includes. But getting rid of this would mean that we wouldn't be able to get our window width and window height, which for now, do we need? Hello, I need help. I have 63 errors and I don't know why. And also, great to catch you on the stream. The code looks 63 is not enough. Yeah, good to see you. It's like it is my dream to have my teacher notice me on a stream. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. So what I've been doing is I've been looking at the so my previous stuff here with the binary tree, where when I press play here, I wanted to make the buttons. So yeah, so I wanted to just add buttons. So then I took a look at the way it was put together, and I see this stuff. So I see Ray GUI support, and I see raylib.h, and then I was thinking, okay, so it should be just like this. Then, so I go in here, I find the GUI image. So I'm trying to get the width and height and stuff, and now it's saying that I think there are some conflicting structures. I mean, like some things are defined like conflicting definitions. And the only thing I can think of is it says it's in menu state. I mean, the only thing that has raylib in it would be my application.h. It has stuff in here. I mean, I don't know. That Raygo implementation must only occur once. Okay. Only in one CPP file. Oh, this is a separate like project entirely. This is completely different. This is my binary tree one. This one is my raylib stuff, my new one. This is the first time I've implemented this. Main is here. Oh, it's already. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, it's already in main. So does that mean that if I get rid of these definitions, that it'll be okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, so it cannot find my image. Whoop whoop. Awesome. Okay, so now also an interesting thing is that I was trying to get this this button to so I want to have a private variable which is of type texture2D and called button1, and I want it to go to this file path, which you can see exists if I go into let me just open up a new file explorer window here so I can go to here. Wait, back one. Here. So it is in C uses me, and then source, repos, API, resource sim, and then sprites, and then tiny play one exists right right here. See, tiny play underscore. Oh wait, I just realized that's a .png at the end. Okay, but what it's going to do is going to error out, and then it's going to be like m button one unknown override specifier. I'm not entirely sure what that means, because this function just returns a texture, and I want this button to equal that texture. Does it need to be a pointer? Oh yeah, we can call on Teams. Okay, calling my teacher. Hello.
Yay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Say hello to everyone on stream.
This is amazing. Now I've got to mute the YouTube one so that I don't hear you twice.
Yeah, this problem happens a lot.
It's perfect. All good. So, I think there's a couple of things that we need to do on that. See how you got the texture2D my button 1? What you want to do is just go semicolon after that, and the load texture, that has to occur inside of a function. So maybe in like the load function in your menu state.
Okay. So
So
I
you
can.
can't, yeah, you can't call that from here, but you can call it from within your load method.
Okay, so. And then I can be M button.
Yeah, M button is equal to load texture. And this is great as well because in this CPP file, this is where you'll have the load texture method defined, like you'll have included raylib in here. So far that should be good. The other thing is, you notice how you've got like the hard-coded directory. So C users.
Yeah, look, I'm not entirely sure where. Like, I know you can just put in the name and then it'll
Yeah.
find where the sprite is, but I have no clue where it's like opening from. So
Yeah,
I
so we'll want to make that like a relative directory.
yeah, I know that there are ways to do that. Like I remember there was like environment system environment dot
Oh no,
stuff like
that's way
that.
overcomplicating it.
Oh.
In your Solution Explorer, can you scroll up?
Mm-hmm.
Scroll up in there so that we can see your project. Yeah, and right click on. Okay, so we're in the Game State Manager project.
Yep.
Right click on that and go Open in File Explorer. Should be down further.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's gonna open up this.
Perfect.
Yep.
Cool. So in here, if you do something like right click and create an assets folder, for example.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. And then we can put any of your game assets in here.
Okay, that's cool.
And now when you click play in Visual Studio, what it actually does is runs your exe as if it was running from this project directory. And so the relative path will be something like /assets/my button, whatever the button name is.
Okay, so I can go into here because this is my sprites folder here. So I can like copy or cut this and then put this, find it in here somewhere. AI, what would I call it?
Game State Manager is the project we were in.
So I can just paste that there and then maybe not that. And then I can go into my sprites and find it there.
Yeah, perfect.
So
the relative path would be /sprites/ yeah, you can get rid of all of that.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay, so now
Good
let's
luck.
see. I'm ready. I'm ready for my computer. Still have a heart attack. Yes, it is. It still says unknown specifier though.
Ooh. Okay. So can you scroll up to the top of the header? Scroll up. Okay, so we might need to pre-declare. No, we can't. Okay. Hash include raylib.
Okay.
We'll just shove that right at the top.
I wonder why it's doing that. I mean, like, it's saying it exists, but then being like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
So actually, that raylib, in order for it to know the size of the class, it needs to know the content of what is in that class. So for the moment, we've got like application pointer. So pointer is like 4 bytes in size. And then we've got 2 floats. They're also 4 bytes in size. And then we've got this texture 2D object.
Which is
thick. We're like, how big is that? Yeah, it's thick. It's stuff in there. So yeah, we need to figure out.
Okay, so it's going to be like no you, and then it's going to go to our menu. Yay! It's drawing memes.
Nice.
And oh wait, no, it's still saying image could not be loaded, unfortunately. Oh wait, what? Oh no, it's only in resource sim. It's only going this far.
Interesting.
So actually, I need to move.
Okay.
the
So
box.
let's double check. Right click on your game state manager project and go to properties. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Properties.
yeah, it should be the very bottom option. Okay, and select debugging right on the left, all the way at the top, under advanced. So you can see where it's got general, advanced, and then debugging.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so click debugging. Okay, so it's got project directory. Working directory is a project directory. So when you click run, it should be looking in that project directory.
Okay. That's cool.
So if you drop that box down, let's see where the project. That should be where the VCS proj file is.
VCS Proj.
Edit. Okay, so repos game AI tribal.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Slash game state manager slash. Okay.
So
So
why is Raylib saying that it wants to look somewhere else?
yeah, that's a great question. Where is it trying to look again?
In fact, why do I have two of these open? Oh, that would
Are
be
they?
one for the other project, yeah.
Oh, could they have just been older versions of the console window?
Hold on. Let me cancel and then hit play again. So it's still gonna have it. I'm pretty sure it's definitely still conniption, but it is saying resource sim sprites for some reason,
AI
as
resource.
opposed to resource sim game state sprites.
Oh, and it's saying info. Oh no! Look! Dot slash sprites tiny player one.png file loaded successfully.
What?
So see up where it's
So
got loading menu and then info, the very first one that we've got. So I think those other ones that we've got, wherever you've got them defined, I think you've got other files that we need to
oh wait.
make relative.
Oh wait, I just realized. That's because I haven't changed this. Ah. Hold on.
Yes, yep. So the ones that we just did there, they were successful. Perfect.
So that was successful. Awesome.
Right. So this is in our splash screen, it looks like.
No, this is our menu state.
Oh, menu state. Okay.
So we have
Okay.
a splash screen says no you,
Yeah.
and then our menu state says memes, and you can see there is.
Ah, I see it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I intentionally made. I think I made the box the sprite way too tiny. Guess how much big I made the sprite.
We'll find out, I guess.
No, it's there. It's in the bottom right hand corner. You can.
Oh wow,
see,
that
it's
is tiny.
Yeah, it's 33 by 15.
Yep. Can you adjust the size with GUI image button? Like, does that let you just scale it up?
Oh wait, also I didn't actually set the box width or height there. So I want to. So what if I set that to. So the width is 33 and then the height is 15.
Cool.
So that should mean that we actually get to see it a little bit better. Yeah, look at that. It's a tiny play button. Da-da-da-da-da-da. For some reason, it's appearing gray. Oh.
All right.
I think it might be. No, I have no clue. Why is it
Oh, yeah.
appearing gray? So if you go into hold on. Because if I go into my sprites here.
There is so much lag between the YouTube video and
Oh, yeah,
between us talking. It's incredible.
I don't like. I want to share with you, but I don't know how much
No,
worse
no,
that's
no, no,
going to make.
don't. That's fine. That's fine.
So this is the image I should be loading.
Actually, do I come through on your stream? Like, does my voice come through on that?
Uh, I have it muted on my end. We're
Okay.
talking in real time right now, just not
Yeah.
sharing in real time.
No, I'm just curious whether if anybody else was watching, they just think that you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear both. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank- Great.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yes, yes.
Yes.
I've got you here. Don't worry.
Great. Great. You only seem half as crazy then to everybody else.
Oh no, I'm probably. And it's like I don't know. I just feel like maybe just dumb. I think dumb is probably the correct word. It's just like, what are you
Nah. Nah, you're doing programming. You don't seem dumb at all.
doing?
You got the smarts.
Got the smarts. Bad case of the smarts.
That's it.
Okay, so now, so I made them small with the idea that I wanted to make them big
Okay.
because I kind of really like the very like simple kind of style. You know, I really wanted to go for that. And so then I made all these cute little buttons, and now I just want to make them big.
Yeah, they look really interesting. I'm especially given that it's pixel art, so they will look really cool when they scale up.
Yeah, so like I got a couple of really awesome ones in here. Like this one is like with a little bit of like shading at the end, and then like to give it like a bit of, and then this one I was like messing around with this like fractal effect, and for some reason instead of making it actually become a fractal, it just made it rainbow colors because the image was so small that most of the effects don't even work properly.
I will see what you're talking about in the moment. I think when the stream catches up, when the
No, it sometimes images just refuses to load an image when it doesn't want to. But okay, so I've got it on screen now, but wait 5 seconds. Believe it or not, I set it to very low stream delay.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so it kind of makes this weird like rainbow overlay effect, which I really liked.
Oh, yep, now I can see it. Cool.
Yeah, so I need to scale this stuff up, but the problem is I need to do that somewhere.
Can you do that via code, or are you wanting to use the actual image sizes? Because obviously you've got two options. One, you can resize the image in your image editing tool, or you can hard code the sizes in code.
I think I want to hard code the sizes just because I don't know, wouldn't it be like
Perfect.
better?
Well, in yes, I would say so, because that allows you to do, yeah, so that box width and box height, what if you just add a 0 on the end of those, so it's 330 and 115?
I don't think that's going to actually change the texture itself. Really, all that does is this is mostly for the rectangle.
Yep.
And then it's going to paste the image in there.
I want to see you try it. Only because I haven't used the GUI image button stuff much. I've used the draw texture.
Oh my, oh. So that's what it does.
So these might operate a little bit differently. Did it work?
Well, the texture is still small, but you can see the button is working fine.
Ah, yep.
There's something wrong. Oh, that's why. This is meant to be box height. This bit's meant to be box height.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what what to do because it seems to be changing the image in the background.
Yeah, well, that's going through Raylib's button GUI thing, and it slaps a texture on there instead of.
Yeah. So it seems like the actual like button itself is like changing it to be gray and then highlighting it as blue, which actually what I wanted to do was I have like two buttons. I have one for when it's pressed and when it's not pressed. Thought I might have the option, but instead it might be easier if I actually like make my own button class. Do you think?
Well, yes. And actually, if you have a look at some of the exercises we went through at one point in class, we've got a button class you could use.
Does it use images?
Oh, no, you'd have to change it to do that.
Do you think it would be easier than using Ray GUI?
I don't know. Be one of the two.
I don't know.
I think at this point it might be easier to focus on just resize the physical image. And that way you can move on with the rest of the stuff and then come back to it.
Do you know what? Very good point. So we can make the button 10 times as big. Well, let's see, actually, what do we want from the button? Well, let's see, I think if we divide, we want to probably put this button in the center. So we'll divide everything by 2 here. We're just going to smash this out. So we're going to divide everything by 2. That's going to put it in the center. And then we are going to probably make this not so big, but maybe 33 times 3. I think 3 times as big seems good enough. And let's see, what is that looking like? Got our splash screen, then our play button in the middle. That's great. And then we can upgrade the size. So we go into here, sprites. And then what is it? Tiny play. So we bring that, I want to bring that into Paint. Because Paint does a good job at upscaling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. So this is what it's meant to look like properly. And then we resize that. We want this to be 300% bigger. Go. There we go. And then we're going to go File, Save As. Where is it saving to?
I'm gonna open up a project and see if I can take a look at some of that too.
I'm gonna call this one Big Play. Boy. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be calling it a Big Brain Play. Horrible puns aside.
Horrible puns are the best puns.
So yeah, I'm gonna gonna load in the big play. So it's gonna be like no you, and then we're going to finally get an actual visible looking button on the screen, and it's going to be really embarrassing to look at the fact that it has to be grayed out because if that's how Ray GUI works. Is there a way to set the button's color?
So there's 2 options for a GUI image button. There's GUI image button that just takes in the bounds and the texture, and then there's an EX button that takes in the texture source as well. So neither of those 2 allow you to specify the size of the texture that you want to use.
Does it specify the color? I'm assuming that's what the EX does. It says as a texture source. Image button extend control returns true when clicked.
So yeah, the texture source, that'll enable you to specify a rectangle area that it samples from on your texture. So it's how you would do things like animated sprites. It's by moving the source that it pulls from off a texture. Or like if you had the button in a tile sheet.
Oh.
Yeah. So like, let me just find an example.
Because that's actually exactly what I want.
So I just did a Google image search for so I just did a Google image search for a thing. I'll paste it to you.
Keep me pasted.
So this is obviously not a great example, but it gives the idea.
I mean,
Oh, can you see it?
did you send it to me in private messages?
Yeah, just in Teams.
I don't think it's come through just yet. It says, last thing I see in the messages is thanks, we'll take a look at it in class.
Oh, crap. I sent it in the wrong spot. Brilliant.
It's like pro.
There we go. Better.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that tile set, you can see on there, like often you'd want to have like one image that has all of your different assets. So you'd have your button hover states, your disabled states, your all different sorts of elements on there, and then you can the source rect, that parameter, that actually describes the area that it samples from on the texture.
But is there a thing that, like, my question is, like, obviously, so it means that you can use a texture sheet, but then it doesn't seem like there's an option to, like, change the button after it's been clicked. Seems like you just choose where on the
That's
sheet.
correct. That's a limitation on the Ray GUI, I believe. Like they provide a really quick and easy interface for just doing simple things, which is pretty amazing. There's so much work that's gone into them just building out these simple controls. It's awesome that they provide that. So that's cool. But yeah, to extend it further for like actual game needs, you'd want to have like a hover state and have different types of states. Then you'd probably program them manually.
Yeah, I think it would just be easier to make my own make your own button class to
That's
get what
it.
you want.
And then you can use the Raylib's default draw texture method to do that.
Yeah. So back to the drawing board. Da da da
Yeah.
da da da.
But yeah, definitely take a look at the button class that we've got in the Teams chat. I'll see if I can find it so that I can send it to you.
Is it in code snippets and references?
No, I think it was one of the warm-ups.
Daily warm-ups. Othello. Hold on, I can use um, button.
It's called raylib making a button. And if you drop down the replies, there's whatever my garbage solution was down the bottom as the last one.
Where is raylib making a button? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
You found it?
Yep.
Cool. And yeah, and then there's my solution, and there's a button.h and a button.cpp.
Okay.
And I think what you could do, like instead of doing a set text, you would have, instead of text, you could have that as like set texture and pass in the image that you want to use, and you could update your draw method to manage it.
Okay. Do I have permission to copy paste?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. It's like you heard it here. He allowed me to plagiarize.
So what you're doing though is you're not plagiarizing. You're taking work that is already available and extending it to meet your own needs.
That is a very smart way of framing plagiarism.
You can give credit in the comments.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely give credits. I'll definitely give credit. Aaron, you saved the stream.
Treat it as being considered like MIT or one of those open licenses that pretty much allows you to do whatever the hell you want with it.
Yeah, I was like, boy, is there any licensing agreements that I need to be aware of before using these assets? I'm joking. But it's like
good.
Single-handedly saved the stream. And then you used a lambda function in here.
Oh yeah. Lambda for the win.
Oh yeah, I definitely liked what you did. What was it the other day with the lambda function? No, wait, no. Never mind. It was the lambda function in for the game state manager. I just learned about that.
Oh yeah, I saw you go through that. That was awesome.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Would not be here if it wasn't for those tutorials. And then class file, more button, and then we can use that. But yeah, definitely, I was like, what? You can just like say, hey, you know this function you're calling? Yeah. Why not do it later?
Yeah. I felt like I repeated myself a bit too much. I think I was way overtired that night.
I don't know. It was good. It was good. I think I was already just way too mind blown that it's like, wait, you can just like do that. You can say,
yeah.
hey, hold on to this, but keep doing this. Because I remember doing stuff like, I don't know, like sleep, like thread sleep or something. But this is like reordering what happens in the queue.
That's it.
Okay, so now we need to make some minor adjustments to button, don't we?
Yeah.
So I need string rect. Can we have an overloaded constructor?
Yeah, of course you can.
And so then we grab this, and then we need. So instead we have texture. So we have texture 2D. I think we'll have a on state, texture 2D on state. I mean, no, wait. What would you call it? Click state or like hover false or hover true? H false, H true?
I can still see you just working on the constructor thing at the moment, so.
It's getting there.
Cool. Yeah, so with the button, and you've got const texture 2D, what'd you call that? I'd probably make that a pointer. That way the way you manage the memory will be done outside of the button. So you have
good.
one spot where you manage all of your assets. Make it a texture 2D pointer.
Okay, cool. I've currently changed that to a const text 2D pointer. I probably want false first. It feels like false is going to be more default. So that's going to be that, and then that's going to be true. Yeah. So that means.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you got the star in there. So you've got the default state and the hover state.
Yeah.
Oh, H true and H false. Okay, I understand. That makes sense. Hover true, hover false. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So then we grab.
And rect, that's referring to the position
bounding
it's
box.
on screens? Yeah, okay, brilliant.
So we go ahead and we go into our button.cpp here, and we go slap it right there. Then we we button again, and then we put stuff in.
Yeah. So those, the texture 2D, the hover true and the hover false, you want those to be stored as member variables as well.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Oh boy, everything's packed nice and tight in here. So we have texture 2D, default, and then.
So I reckon keep your text there, but just set it to an empty string. And that way you could have a textured button with text that is rendered as well, or you just have a textured button but the text is just blank.
Okay, so we can probably like grab this and put that at the front as well, just for memes.
Yeah. Yes.
Texture 2D. They definitely big brain plays. And then hover. Let's see. Okay. Go back into here. Grab this.
Because what this will mean is you could have a default texture that just describes what a button looks like, but you can have customized text sitting on top of it.
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, but I was just kind of like, well, not thinking that far ahead. Certainly not for now.
All good.
And then, yeah, so now we need to change the draw function to include, actually, draw function would be a little bit interesting. Probably need
that'll be, we'll just add another bit to it, draw texture.
Yeah, but there's the mouse over extra color.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking,
Yeah, what are we doing? Do we have a hover color or anything like that? What are we doing for that?
I'm thinking, do we put in a bool?
I think if we text in the draw. Oh, right. So we've got, I'd say just make them both white.
Oh, just for now? Doesn't matter?
Oh, what's this? If you want to expand the button further, rate it has built-in endpath functions that draws a sprite in a sized rectangle. That's cool. I haven't used that. I don't know what that is, but that sounds awesome. The endpath. I'm going to Google that too.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be useful. So is it like drawing something inside the box? Hey, Volcanic!
Oh yeah, I know what that is. 9-patch. That's 9-patch stuff.
That's
N-patch.
N-patch.
Yeah, I read it wrong. Yeah. Yes, N-patch stuff is awesome. It preserves the corners, so the corners and the edges scale correctly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an awesome. Yeah, definitely want to use that.
Oh yeah, that means I can keep my images tiny.
Yes. That's
So
exactly it.
one problem, const cannot be equal. Oh, yeah. So I need to actually make these consts.
Yeah, so that was my mistake. For pointers, I'd just get rid of the const in the constructors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about that.
Just don't,
I
don't,
just,
don't,
I'm
don't.
just eating my own advice right now. I'm always on about const correctness, and now I'm just saying, yeah, don't worry about it.
Look. I completely understand. I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I always am like, do you know what?
Path of
90
least resistance.
Look, I just know that most of this, like a lot of the stuff like you do in this encoding is just making it idiot proof. So like
Yeah.
the only reason why there aren't like 30 bajillion globals is to make it idiot proof.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just because you're like, well, I don't know who the next developer is that's going to work on my code. I need to make sure that they don't work on it wrong. You
Yeah,
put all
so
these safe holders in place.
yeah, so
That's it.
it's good practice. It doesn't necessarily mean that stuff has to happen, but it is good practice. So what was the deal with this? We're going to use npath to make textures huge, but beautiful at the same time.
I think so.
It's getting late. And all of this to put one button on the screen.
Yeah, I'm actually going to head off shortly anyway because I'm still at work, so
Oh,
I gotta head home shortly too. So
you're
I
still.
wanna, oh, yeah, I wanna see you get this button in first before I go though.
Okay. So we make these white. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, hack it in for now. You'd probably want to have some getters and setters to be able to set the hover color and normal color.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be ideal. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And then that's the draw text. We only need to care about the draw text. The draw rectangle is going to be of color, which is white. And then, so that means it's not going to change anything. So we can continue drawing our button. We want probably our draw button in here. So we want to draw. Actually, we want is mouse, okay. We actually want to use a mouse over here as well.
Yeah, we want to do both, just so that way you can draw whichever texture.
Yeah, so would it benefit to use mouse over question mark and then put two functions? Or would I just use an if statement?
I think what you want to do, see how we've got auto color is equal to mouse over question mark?
Yeah.
Do the same thing on the next line. Auto texture equals m_mouse over, and that was m hover or m default.
I'm probably going to, just in case, I'm going to actually put it on the line after. Just because then that way the rectangle doesn't go over the texture. So then...
oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
So what was that stuff about using npatch? So what?
You'll have to check up the cheat sheet for it.
Okay, cheat sheet time.
There's an npatch info structure on there.
Npatch info structure raylib. Textures npatch. Oh. This is weird. I like it a lot. Okay. So screen width, texture 2D npatch texture, load texture, origin, rectangle.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing. Is there anything in that example?
It says position and size of the npatch, of the npatches, and then a 9 patch changes its size in both axes. So we need npatch info 1, rectangle this MPT 9 patch.
So much code. Just go with the default texture for the moment.
This is like, ooh. Yeah, so after that, we're gonna just draw texture button and we're going to feel happy. So we get our texture, which is going to be out. So wait, is the first one true and is the second one false?
Yes.
So if true, then we want our false color. So we want underscore hover. We want our hover texture to be displayed, and then we can use our rectangle X and Y. Think that's what I was asking for. See, it needs position X, position Y, and tint. Yeah, so we just grab that, position X, position Y, and then tint white. Awesome. Then we copy that. Okay. Maybe it needs the content at mhover. No. No, that's the address of mhover. We need the content. Yeah, the content at mhover, and then we need copy that, paste that, and then we get default. Otherwise, okay, awesome. I think that's set. So now we need to put this into our menu button.
I just sent you some code that might help clean that up a little bit. So that way you can only have the draw texture one time, but you store the texture in the variable.
That is some big brain thinking right there. I like that. And then we will have that as white. Oh. Is it the content? Yeah, it's the content and texture that it wants. Okay. Awesome. Then that means we put it in, so we go to menu state and then we go we include button, hash include button .h include button .h, and then we start going button oh yeah, there we go. So text, which is going to be nothing, I'm going to store empty there, then our texture, then our other texture, then our rectangle. So then we go into menu state.h, we grab this, we grab this, so we can go into our load texture here and just set, we'll set this one to tiny play because we don't have much time. So then we can go M button 1, M button 2, M button 1. Note that I'd be definitely doing some better variable names, but for now,
yeah, get it working, then you can hack it in later. You'll want to check out the main.cpp portion or example of it. That bit's on Teams.
Yeah, that main function. Yeah.
Because you want to have a pointer to a button, and you'll give it an initial default in your load function, and you'll call it in update, like button arrow update in your update function, and then you'll call its draw as well later on in the draw method. So there's a couple of parts to it.
Oh. I'm finding yours. Okay, I found it. Found your main.
Cool.
Yeah, so int main, and then screen, button, new button, button on click.
Got lambda function happening again.
You need another lambda.
For the on-click event, so yes.
So you need to call the button's update function. So is this... So would I probably be better off creating this button as a member variable of the menu?
Yes, you've got it.
Yeah. So we grab this. Probably won't do that there. Yeah, so we probably go in here, and then as we're loading, then we can set button equal to new button.
Yes, that's right. So your menu state.h would have a button pointer member variable.
Mm-hmm. So mplay would equal new button, right? So we create a new button here. Hash include button.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the screen to catch up on the lag. Yes, equals new button. That's from what I can see.
Oh wow, or it's all the way back to... I'm already back from adding it in the other thing.
Sorry everyone on stream, it's probably super confusing.
Trust me, it's gonna look
It's gonna be amazing.
I like that positivity. Was it saying there's a problem? No default constructor exists for class button,
yeah.
and it's putting it there?
So you want to go up to the top of the file and hash include button, and you probably want to pre-declare it as well in your menu state.h.
Pre-declare class button.
Yeah, so menu state.h, you'd pre-declare it by just typing in class button, and then in menu state you need to do the hash include.
I already did the hash include in here, but it's giving me this error up here saying no default constructor exists for class button up here.
Yep. Yeah, menu state.h class button. Perfect.
Hold on, we'll go and catch up. My stream, it's so cursed.
Yeah, that's got it. Cool.
It says no default constructor exists for class button at the menu state.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No default constructor exists for class button. Oh, is it? Did you make it a pointer inside menu state.h? Is your m_play? Is it a pointer?
Now it is. Okay. Somehow that fixed the problem. I don't know how you know these things.
Practice. So because it was saying no default constructor for class button in menu state, it's saying like it's trying to construct it, and if it's a pointer, it doesn't need to construct it at that point. It knows that it just needs to point to that eventually. So
My God. And I just came, and then at the beginning of the stream, I just came off saying, oh, well, C++, it's less of a hassle than C#, but it's more dangerous. And then stuff like that happens, where it's like, if it's a pointer, it doesn't care.
yeah.
Okay, now it's also saying no instance of constructor button matches argument list. I don't know.
So we've got M button 1 is load. Oh, okay. So it's asking for button pointers. We need to do the address of button. So it's like the ampersand btn1 and the ampersand btn2.
Okay. No, that's not ampersand. Bam. You genius. Thank you. You're brilliant. Okay, so then in this draw function, we need our button update function. So in our update function, we'll call button update. Right?
Yes.
So
in the update function, you'll call play arrow update. And then in the draw function, you would do mplay arrow draw. So.
Oh my goodness, is it actually here? Have we done it? Have we solved the puzzle? So it's gonna say no you, and then we're gonna have a button. The button is, oh yeah, I didn't actually put a proper rectangle on it. I just kind of just said, hey, rectangle.
Did the button need to take in DT? No, it doesn't look like it did.
I just said rectangle and I didn't actually tell it where to put the button. Okay, so let's see.
This is working. Awesome.
So now, where will we put the button? We'll put it in the dead center. So we'll go. So this is when it's good to keep your old code. Map dash. I also set some new functions here because I think it wants width first, and then it wants height next.
And I think as well there'll be a point where we have to update the draw texture in the button as well, so that it actually uses the width and height that we wanted.
Oh yeah, that will need to be done, but
else we're just kind of we've got the same flaw that we had when we were using the GUI image button.
Yeah, it's stuff to do tomorrow. And that is the sound of a teacher who is disconnected. Maybe he has to go, so everyone, I want to say rip Aaron, we knew him well. Can we get an F in the chat? But thanks to him, we do have a button, and that button almost works. That button almost works, and the call dropped. Okay, and I'm like, okay, just gonna tell him no problem. The button almost works. No problem. The button almost works. Okay. Woo! This has definitely been one hell of an exhausting stream just to get a singular button. But at least it means that once we get this one button done, we can get all the other buttons done. Okay, so now I need to figure out where the hell it went so wrong. Yay! Victory! And I'm just gonna say, yep. Have a good night. Okay, so let's think about what I have done. Do 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 do. Let's take a look at our button.update. What's going on here? Massive. You use our hover text, the default text, and then Skype. Yes. Teams is basically Skype for businesses. The hard part now is just figuring out where the problem lies. So I need to figure out where here the problem is, because it seems to me like the button is just blatantly disappearing. I think first of all, just for a test, I'm going to grab my big play 2. I'm going to grab my tiny play 2. I'm going to make it a big play 2. So we open up Paint now. So then we pull in our, hold on, resize that. 33 by 15. Hit OK. So we grab our tiny play, put it in. Do not save. Awesome. So then we grab our image, resize, and we want to up it by 300%. Nice. Then we file save as big play 2. Just like my other button. Yes. Cool. So then what we're going to do is we're going to load big play 2 instead of tiny play, which will make things a little bit easier to suss out whether it's a button issue or a thing issue. Big play 2. So let's see. It's going to go node U. Then it's going to have our play button. Our play button's going to look normal. And then... Okay, so it's going to turn completely white after that. I don't know what's going on with play 2. Okay, so it just seems to be loading texture 2 and then not loading texture 1. I think that's the interesting part. We figured it out. Yeah, it's my shepherd's pie ASMR. I'm gonna check these two. Hold on. Let's go to menu state first. Let's start here. Yep, so it's gonna load the pictures. Then it's going to make the new button. So we jump in. Yep. Jump in. Yep. Jump in. Awesome. That didn't... Oh, so it's going to grab mouse over. Mouse over is going to equal to false. So texture, default, hover, rectangle. So let's see. Okay, so it seems M hover is not being set to anything. So H true and H false. So there's something wrong with how I'm calling this. Ah, okay. Turns out, one simple solution. Sometimes it only requires one simple solution. And now we did it. We've done it. We have a working button. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's done. We made a button. And it only took me 2 hours with the teacher's help. Thank you for the well done in the chat. Glad someone's happy for me. Because, oh boy. Suddenly am exhausted. And now we need an Unclick method. And then actually, oh yeah, we still haven't made it go to the play state. So we go to our main function. No, we go to our application class, and then we need our play state. We don't have a play state. So we need our button class to call our Unclick. What is our m_Unclick? It's our lambda. Not entirely sure where that goes from, but definitely we need. Yeah. So I need my Unclick method, and my Unclick method is going to draw from things. So I just need this thing. So so I can just set it to have an Unclick event. Okay, so I need to actually make the button have an Unclick event by setting its Unclick to a function. So then that way, whenever it does it, it calls it in the mouse click here. And then that means, so what that means is what we're gonna want to do is we want to create a new instance of the splash screen since we already have the splash screen created. So I just want to kind of do this as a proof of concept here. So we already have the splash screen state, and what happens here is I'm pretty sure in the splash screen state, what it goes ahead and does is I type no you, and then after a certain amount of time, it's going to set itself to null, unload itself, and then push the new menu state. But what we want to do is we want to actually set we want to add state. We want to add that what is it, if we go application here, we want to set state splash as the new state, and we want to push splash. And then so we just need it to perform these two commands. We want to create a new splash state and then push it forward, and that's our Unclick event. Okay, so we first need to figure out what the heck the Unclick does. So we need to, in our load function, we need to load the Unclick. Okay, so m_play dot Unclick, and then we need a function in here, don't we? Of Unclick functions. So we need to go back into our application class. No, it was something to do with our update method. Where's our update method? Game state manager class. Yes, so let's go to our game state manager. this is where we did our lambda functions, right? So we need to hash include functional so we can add these states. Okay. So, just wanted to check stream was okay. So now we need to do this stuff. Yes, we have functional. So then okay, so we need pushback. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work, but I'm going to try my best here. Not splash state, menu state. In here we want our Unclick to be basically mmap So the function we want to call is this function in here, I think. This, what was the function in our application thing? Oh yeah, it was these two. So we want to say, so we want to set our application and then game state manager dot set state splash style. So we actually need the game state manager to add the state. For now, we're gonna copy and paste these two bits and bobs over, and we'll change that. Oh, then we also need to include splash state too. I think it might be easier to set this up in the application class and then move it over to here. Yeah, this is going to be a lot harder to actually set the button's functionality. especially if it's going to be pushing states across. But look, it's certainly a big improvement from before. Look, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the stream right now, but it's not looking very happy, and I'm feeling very tired from coding today, so I'm going to probably wrap it there for now. But I definitely do want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If the stream is even still going, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and hopefully you guys also did a lot of good work, and yeah, you guys can chill. Hopefully you guys had some chill time. And thanks, Aaron, you're the best. And I love you, Nat.